Hi, I'm Katie Ziskind. I'm the owner of Wisdom Within Counseling. We have options for you in Niantic, Connecticut, and in Florida. We help families thrive, and this video is specifically about couples. If you're looking to learn more, you can visit wisdomwithinct.com to learn more about us. So if you are in a couple unit, maybe your sex life isn't going the way you want it to, your relationship feels like you're on the struggle bus, conversations end in conflict and yelling, maybe even some defensiveness, blame, or criticism. All of these negative communication skills are somehow clouding this beautiful love you once had. And both of you want a little bit of hope and some healthy techniques to get back on the same page together. And marriage counseling can do just that. So in this video, we're going to be talking about betrayal, affairs, trust, and how to build emotional intimacy. So if there's a lack of trust, oftentimes it comes from a behavior like an affair, going outside the marriage, sneaking around, could be connecting with an escort, could be talking with someone emotionally, sharing things that happened within the marriage to having with someone outside the marriage. There can be this loose boundary and a lack of a couple bubble. Another reason trust can be decreased is through secret keeping. So lying about anything, lying about money, even withholding information or sharing important information. Now, we're not talking about withholding, what you ate for lunch. We're talking about withholding, divulging information that would impact the relationship in a negative or positive way. So, kind of these lying behaviors, and also a lack of emotional vulnerability, lack of communication. Couples don't talk, they don't spend time together anymore. You might have the roommate syndrome going on, feeling like business partners. These things are all great reasons to come in for counseling to help improve intimacy on an emotional level and improve the trust you have together, because trust is a direct correlation to having a secure, satisfying marriage. So trust is built in small, tiny moments. So if we look at the big grand scheme of, let's say, a 5, 10, or 15-year relationship, trust is built on a daily basis and multiple times throughout a day. And these small little bite-sized pieces add up to make a giant pie. And so all of these small little moments, we call them turning towards. So in Gottman couples therapy, I'm a Gottman level 2 trained couples therapist. So I love working with couples post-affair. But Gottman couples therapy teaches that there are these sliding glass door moments. So your partner's standing on one side of a glass door and you're standing on the other, and there are these bids for affection. So let's say your partner looks sad, talking with them and showing curiosity about their sadness or their facial expression would actually be sliding that glass door open and improving emotional intimacy. However, if you notice your partner is sad, distressed, maybe even a little bit lost or depressed, and you decide to maybe walk by them, not engage verbally, maybe even ignore them or hope that they're just going to fix themselves, whatever that is, not investing in that curiosity of how they are, that keeps that sliding glass door shut, and that is a negative impact on the relationship. But there are a lot of reasons why people miss these bids, or might not be able to, support their partner if their partner is sad. Maybe a person has a fear of intimacy or a fear of sadness, or, fear of getting emotionally close, or even abandonment issues in childhood, or fears of, attachment anxieties and things like that. So, working with a couples therapist can help you and your partner build a healthy relationship, playfulness when it comes to conflict, and improve your sex life, because physical intimacy comes after emotional security, and that all comes back to trust. So you can start to become more perceptive and aware of these sliding glass door moments from working with myself at Wisdom Within Counseling, or another one of our couples or relationship therapists or coaches. Now, talking about emotional vulnerability, this is a big concept. It's not something we can hold. It's not something we can tangibly see. If we want to talk about, let's say, a carrot, we can pick up a carrot. We can look at that orange carrot, and we can even taste that carrot. Emotional vulnerability is not something you can pick up tangibly, but it is something that you can feel within yourself. And this is a skill. It's just like learning math or science. Whatever you are doing in your career, we're kind of shifting that same self-discipline, organization, motivation to learning emotional vulnerability and empathy. So emotional vulnerability means you know what you're feeling. You are aware of it and you accept it. It's okay with you. It might be uncomfortable. It might not feel the greatest, but you're not going to take a negative choice or sabotage. Maybe that's your old self looked at porn, or your old self would self-harm, or your old self would go to the bar and drink alcohol. And that is a separate part of you. And that's not your true self. And so anything self-sabotaging, working too much, even conflict, yelling, that it can be a negative thing. Affairs and betrayal, these acts of self-sabotage. So you can be okay with maybe anger or loss or sadness, even anxiety, and you can then, instead of making this choice, marriage therapy can help you communicate that and be vulnerable and say, I'm really feeling this today, or I need this today. And that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of bravery and confidence and encouragement. And your marriage therapist can be that person to help you talk about how you feel, kind of share the fears and worries you have with your partner. And your marriage therapist can help your partner receive you. That is one area where a lot of couples lack skills, is being able to hear and validate one another. And emotional validation, again, supports a healthy sex life, because after every sexual experience, even more intense emotions can surface. So if you have negative emotions circling in your relationship, again, blame, shame, guilt, anger, these high conflict emotions, they will only intensify during a sexual experience. So what you want to do is start to learn to share these intense emotions calmly, by doing parts work. So you can talk about the part of you that feels like you need to numb out, and the part of you that feels, hurt and wounded, and the part of you that just wants to feel good together, and the part of you that remembers the good times and wants hope and feels a little playful. So we can really start to look at parts language. And that is actually a very, very important thing for healing from trauma. So healing from complex trauma is a long-term journey, but you can do so through marriage counseling and using mind-body therapies. So sitting and talking can be effective, but incorporating things like painting, art, yoga, even yoga poses and breathing techniques, outdoor walking sessions and nature therapies, both in session and as homework for the couple, relationships can start to thrive. These therapies help couples get in the present moment and start to, instead of reliving negative past experiences, the couples can start to build new, healthier experiences. So an affair maybe was very painful, a huge heartbreak, a source of betrayal. Even when you think about it, you get angry. There's jealousy, there's pain, there's so much with that betrayal. So by building a healthy new experience together, couples can start to repair and rebuild trust on that daily basis. And last but not least, another way to build trust is to tune in to what your partner is feeling. So even if you might not know, if they're sad, you can say, hey, I'm seeing that, your eyebrows are a little, tense right now, or I'm seeing that you're hunched over, or, I'm noticing that your tone of voice is a little bit harsh, and I wanted to just check in with you on that and let you know I'm here for you and I love you and I'm on your team. Now, saying something like this reassures your partner. It allows your partner to feel secure, a sense of trust, that you're not going to judge them for how they feel, and you're not going to react in an angry or upset way for how they feel. A lot of times, we don't realize this, but your partner may have had some childhood trauma that causes them to be afraid of what your potential reaction could be. So you want to be calm. You want to model at all times for your romantic relationship emotional regulation. So no matter if you're feeling angry or tense, you didn't like something that happened, you want to share that with poise, with self-respect. You want to be in a calm tone of voice, have slow rate of speech, and just check in. Have these little mini check-ins throughout the day where you can get curious about each other, you can kind of like bond for a couple minutes, and these can even include sensate touch, like kissing or making out or touching one another's necks or behind the ears in these areas that are very intimate. So anyway, I'm Katie Ziskind, the owner of Wisdom Within Counseling in Niantic, Connecticut, and in Florida. We would love to work with you and help you step away from anger, anxiety, loss, and trauma, and really build healthy coping strategies and positive ways to communicate, meaningful connection, and improve your sex life and intimacy, all in relationship counseling. And we offer creative, holistic options for healing from complex trauma too. So if your brain feels stuck or anxious, we can really specialize in getting you back on the same page and feeling a sense of unity and passion together. So you can get started in couples therapy by booking your free phone consultation online at wisdomwithinct.com. That's wisdomwithinct.com. You can also call or text us at 860-451-9364. That's 860-451-9364. I'm Katie Ziskind, and I hope you have a wonderful day.